I love RPGs. Games like Borderlands 2 and Skyrim are some of my favorite games ever, and are always fun to play. But I'm not really a big fan of platformers. I don't know what it is. Maybe I could just never get the hang of them. But something about platformers just doesn't click with me. That being said, today's game clashes one of my favorite genres in gaming with one of my least favorite. Leveling skills, loads of loot, and leaping around like a madman trying not to fall in this. Vagante! Developed by Nuke 9, Vagante is a roguelike RPG that's based around grabbing as much loot as you can and climbing all over the dang place. When you start the game, you can choose between the Knight, the Mage, and the Rogue, and later unlocking the Wildling and the Ranger. The Knight is based around tanking up and taking hits. The Mage is all about magic and spells. The Rogue specializes with bows, daggers, and sneaking about. My personal favorite, the Wildling, is a DPS machine. And the Ranger has a dog! Yay! Fortunately, you don't necessarily need to stick to your own class. Want to be a spellcasting tanky archer? Go right ahead. There aren't any class-specific items, and creating your own build is part of the fun. Speaking of loot, holy crap balls, there's a bunch. From talismans that summon Eldritch Hellspawn, to boots that allow you to negate fall damage. There's no shortage to what you or your friends can grab. Bosses in this game can range from a fun brawl to smacking your head against a brick wall. Whereas the Bandit King is a neat challenge when he spawns another bandit and then hurls you through the air, this mushroom monster spin dashes you through oblivion and makes you wish for death. Which comes almost just as swiftly. Something cool about the multiplayer side of things though, death doesn't immediately mean the end. You could be going around, grabbing loot, killing dudes, and picking up chicks, when all of a sudden... That's right, baby! In this world, death has no meaning as long as you have friends! Until you die again and are forced to watch as everyone vacuums up all the loot. But don't worry, between levels your buds can bring you back just so you can die again.
But voice guy,
I hear you saying.
what's the point in playing this game over and over again? Is it the same levels every time you play?
No, you stupid idiot! Vagante is a roguelike, meaning levels are procedurally generated so you don't have to worry about playing the same levels over and over again. Plus, the more you play, the more you unlock things like the 2 extra characters mentioned previously, and stuff like being able to start the game with an extra level, or even stats.
Oh, well, you didn't have to be so rude about it.
As I said before, I'm not really a huge fan of platformers, mostly because I suck at them, but that's another story. Thankfully, Vagante doesn't seem to have a huge emphasis on platforming, though there are a few times where it seems like the level generator is specifically trying to mess with me. I mean, come on! Did you really have to put a rock right there? Do I look like some kind of Mario Jumpman Mario to you? If you're thinking this game will be a walk in the park, run. This game has no mercy. When you start the game, the only thing that can save you will be the grace of the gods. Enemies dish out loads of damage, and there are traps that down you instantly everywhere. And don't even think about pissing this guy off. Though with some practice and a bunch of luck, you shouldn't have too bad a time. Combat is pretty dang satisfying. It's your standard 2D platformer combat. Think something like Terraria, but with the ability to improve it through leveling. For example, if you were to level the Holy Skill for the Knight, eventually you're able to cast a projectile after hitting an enemy, or the Fist Weapon skill for the Wildling, and soon enough, you'll be able to combo enemies into a bloody pulp. Some quick tips. When you kill a boss, make sure to pick up the key it drops, as it will give you access to a large chest that usually has something good in it along with 2 potions, or a door that can lead you down an alternate path. You can pick stuff up, and now that you know that, start grabbing up stuff you see lying around. Dead bats, chicken, fish, and little girls specifically. Bring these to a bonfire between levels and you can get extra heals and buffs that'll be helpful for the next area. This game is pretty dang fun. Just be careful of its learning curve. Especially try to play it with friends either online or with couch co-op, because that's where the bulk of the fun comes from. This game earns the seal of approval. And for the love of Pete, do not piss off the merchant.